All right, y'all. Hello out there, and welcome to another episode of Just Throwing It Out There, the podcast. I am Talia, and I am here with my co-hosts, and we have a special guest today. We're going to tell you all about it. But first, let's introduce co-host Sharice
Oh,
and Melanie
Hi. Hey.
and Danny.
Hi.
And here, front and center with the money green in between, is Mr. Larry Daniels. And so we're going to be talking to Larry about some interesting things. But before we get into that, we just want to thank everyone. You all have been showing us so much support and love over the last few weeks. This is another episode that we're bringing to you, and we want you to know that every Wednesday we drop a new episode. So if you're watching this, if you're listening, please be sure to like the video, okay? Share it with friends and family, right? Go and hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. We're not going to send you a bill in the mail. We don't even know your personal information. So just subscribe, okay? And then follow us. Hit the follow button so that you get the notifications when we drop the new episodes every Wednesday. On top of that, we have merch coming. I know it. I say it. Merch is coming. So be on the lookout for that. And you can catch us every week on YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, anywhere where you like to listen to podcasts. I bet you we there. I bet you. All right. So how y'all doing today? Sharice, tell us what we in for.
yes, I am really, really happy to have this guest join us today, Mr. Larry Daniels, hailing all the way from Houston, Texas. Did a little stint there and had the pleasure of meeting this gentleman. Larry is what we call a creative solutionist. He is an instructor, a book publisher, a licensed realtor, an entrepreneur. He is the CEO and founder of Media Done Simple, a media company that helps organizations, businesses, and entrepreneurs develop brand identity, marketing strategies, and visual content for what they are building. Media Done Simple's work has been featured along with Larry Daniels on the Now Network and Fox 26. With Fox 26 is based out of Houston, Texas, right, Larry?
Yes, it is. It is.
Okay, all right. So you're getting it out there. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Thank y'all for having me. You know, it's so awkward listening to a bio about yourself. You like, like how arrogant? Like, what is it? What how?
No.
What pride? You know, that's what I'm like listening. I'm like, what? Like, so weird.
Well, you did it. It's no time
Did it and
for
doing
being
it.
humble. It's all about, hey, this is what we're doing. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the phrase creative solutionist.
Okay.
I like that phrase. I do like hear more about it.
So I'm gonna steal it. It's gonna be on my resume.
It actually, so one thing I learned like in my journey of entrepreneurship and just being what people call a creative is that sometimes other people will identify your strengths before you do, And so what I would hear with working with my clients, they'd be like, oh my God, like you helped us to come up with an answer, or, you brought a solution to the problem in such a creative way. And so finally one of my friends was like, you're really a creative solutionist. And I'm like,
yes.
Well, yes, I am.
Yes, actually, I am. Thank you.
actually, that's already in my bio. No, I'm joking. I'm like, no, but let me go put that in my bio.
Trademark that.
Yeah.
So
it's dope. We worked together, on a regular job in the past. And what I admire about you so much is that you stepped out there as an entrepreneur. What was that like? Was it scary? Tell us about your journey from, working and then moving towards entrepreneurship.
Yeah, so the last job that I had, I was working as an assistant manager in an apartment complex. And, people love the idea of being like, I'm just going to go start my own thing, right? Like, I don't care. Like, I'm going to go do it and I'm going to be successful. That was not my mindset. I was like, I can definitely build a business while working for somebody else. So I wasn't like an extremist who just wanted to leave their job, but I did feel like this nudge telling me like, hey, it's time to go. Like, it's time to go. And I was just like, no, no. Like, it's time to go. And I felt that it probably started in probably about July of 2019. I felt that and I was like, we are going to suppress this because I'm not leaving a steady paycheck. Like, you are crazy. So finally, I mean, it got so strong and I had completely ignored it. And October 21st, 2019, I get to work and my boss is there. She sits in my desk. She's like, oh, we are laughing and joking. And she's like, whoo, well, today is your last day.
Oh my God.
What?
I'm like, what? Like, I'm like, she was like last day doing like this. Y'all are promoting me because obviously I've been doing such a great job. It's my last day, maybe making this amount of money because you're giving me a raise. Like, what? She was like, no.
It wasn't computing.
She said, no, today is your last day working with us. So if you would like to pack anything in your desk, but we're going to relieve you from your duties. You are no longer an employee of Pinnacle. And so I said, okay, all right then. Well, all right. So I didn't have any clients. I didn't have anything in the pipeline. So I was extremely nervous. I was freaking out because I'm like, rent is still due whether I have a job or not. So what am I going to do? But when I tell you things just fell in place, clients came out of nowhere. I still really can't articulate the transition because I really don't feel like I had a hand in doing anything. So everything really just fell into place. And from there, it has been, I'm not going to say smooth sailing. Every day I'm freaking out. I can tell you, I can be completely honest. Like, as an entrepreneur, I'm not like, oh yeah, I'm excited. Like, because one day as an entrepreneur, you can make $3,000 and you're like, yes, I'm killing it. And then for like a month, you don't,
Yeah.
You eating ramen noodles, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah. So did you start in real estate first? Was that your first endeavor, like on your own?
My real estate license is 2017. So I had been doing real estate. I just wasn't actively engaging in it. But like I said, I kept feeling like I really need to pursue this. But I tried to do it and have a full-time job. And what took precedence was the full-time job because real estate was a stable income. But when I did get let go, I literally had clients that I had never met before, no marketing, calling me out of nowhere like, I'm ready to buy a house today. I have my money. What do I do?
Wow.
So it literally, like when I say it just began to fall in place, like it literally just began to fall in place.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like things are just meant to be, right? Like, it takes a little kick from, a little kick in the butt from the universe to kind of put you on that path. Because I think that a lot of times with people wanting to venture off, right, there is that fear because you do have a steady job, you do have a steady income, right, and that's what's helping you pay your bills, and to kind of leave that and go off on your own, it's scary. But I think the fact that for you, that was no other option. You had to go off and do something else because they let you go, right? So you're like, I can't. Oh, well, I got to do it now. If not now, when? It kind of turns into that, right?
Right.
So I know it's scary because we've talked about this like as a group all the time about venturing off, and we've known each other for a very long time. And even when we were a lot not a lot younger, when we were younger, a little younger, we always had that desire also to kind of want to do something for ourselves, but life, fear, lack of follow through, just a lot of things that come into play where we didn't really, venture out. So I think that we're trying to kind of do that now. And that's why we're kind of happy that you're on here, because I think that also gives us as a group a little extra push as well. Appreciate
and
that.
I think Larry, to the point that you were making earlier about like just being like cast out of your full-time job, I think part of the enemy, I guess, of progress is comfort, right? Because you
Mm.
get comforted and you're complacent, right? So
Yeah.
it's just enough for you to be like, right? And you said, I have a full-time job. I can't focus on this right now. Like I gotta deal with what the steady paycheck is. And I think when you talk to a lot of entrepreneurs, many of them got started because they lost their job
Mhm.
and had to figure something out, right? They were uncomfortable and trying to figure out where the next meal is coming from. So I think, and I've heard many entrepreneurs say that that comfort that they had in their steady job or whatever it was that was sustaining them was almost like the thing that was keeping them from catapulting to the next level.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Larry, so your foundation was real estate
Mhm.
as a realtor, and then it looks like you've been able to add these components on top of it from there. So you have the real estate. Tell us something. Tell us about your other ventures and what you've been able to add to your entrepreneurial portfolio.
Yeah, so it started off in real estate. That was like, I knew I wanted to be a realtor since I was like 9. I was the weird kid who, instead of watching cartoons, like I'm watching HGTV. And I'm like watching My House is Worth What, like at 9. And they're like, what are you doing?
I know exactly what
When my
you're talking
mom went to go buy her first house, I'm like pointing out different things. And I'm like, oh, these are recessed lighting. And then she's like, you're 11, shut up. Like, what are you talking about? So I always know I want to be a realtor. All these other things, all these other ventures, literally, I would say they happened by accident. So from real estate, I branched out a school called Future Homeowner University. So my favorite part of being a realtor is the education piece. So I love that y'all are all teachers because I really am a teacher at my core. Like my favorite part of my job is educating people because people don't buy homes because they simply think that they can't. But when you teach and you explain the process, they're like, okay, wait a minute, this is actually attainable. And this doesn't just have to be a dream, it can actually be reality. So I love that piece. So I was like, what if I started a school, like an online school, where it gives all the resource that you needed, it gives all of the answers to all the questions for the home buying process. What if I started a school? So that's how Future Homeowner University came about, and it's doing great. I love it. I love my students that are enrolled in there. Excuse me. I love my students that are enrolled in there. They're amazing. And apart from that, so I have a company called Media Done Simple, where it does graphic design, book publishing, website design, brand identity, I mean, marketing, everything. And that happened by accident as well. So I was actually involved and still am involved in my church, and they needed some help doing graphics. And I said, I don't know how to do this. Like, I don't know what, like,
Yeah.
I don't know what y'all are asked, I was like, but I'll help, but these flyers are gonna look like trash because I don't know because I have no idea what I'm doing. And then I just started doing it a flyer at a time, and all of a sudden I really started to, I don't want to say master it, but perfect it to where people started asking me, well, how much would you charge me to do, how much would you, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute now. This gonna be another business. So it grew into that, and then my church needed a website, and I was like, yo, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll figure it out. And I did, and all of a sudden, I think I have more website clients than I have any other of my businesses. And then book publishing, complete accident. My pastor comes to me. He said, Larry, I want to publish a book. I said, I don't know why you're telling me this. Because again, I have no idea what
You
to.
did so well with the other things he talked to you about. So
Exactly.
I mean,
Creative solutionist.
Uh-huh.
That's what he said. He was
Creative solutionist.
He said, "Oh, Larry, that's what you always say."
right. He was like, you know what, Larry? He said, I know you don't know what to do, but I trust that you are going to figure it out.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
And I
That's
did.
it.
And so now that's how all of that came about. And now Media Done Simple, I would say that it's probably triumphing over my real estate career. It's really crazy. So it's been amazing.
Do you have I know you have is it a webinar for book
Yeah.
publishing that you do often, or how many times a year do you do that webinar?
So again, I'm a teacher. I love to teach. And so finally I was like, yo, I get all these people that want to write books, but they don't know where to start. I'm like, you know what? Let me just host something that teaches people how to do this. And it's free. That's a plug right there. But it's free, you know.
Plug away, plug away.
Way, it's
Yeah.
free. And I try to do it quarterly, because I don't do it monthly, only because I don't want people to stay in their comfort zone, like we talked about earlier. And I feel like if it's always available, then people are going to be like, well, I can put it off to the next month. I can put it off to the next month. But I really try to make it, very limited for the purpose of helping the people who actually want to write books. Because I'm like, yeah, now you can't, you don't have an excuse. You don't have a lot of time. You got to get this done. So it's really to help people.
Dope.
Yeah, I was gonna say
yeah.
that like I got chills a little bit because like when Melly was talking about like the whole idea of like, the universe lining stuff up for you, and like what I'm seeing in the pattern is that like it's your pastor. And so like I feel like these opportunities are, and a lot of times, and y'all know we talk about The Alchemist all the time. Larry, I don't know if you've ever
Favorite book.
but in that book it talks about like all you have to do is make, and whatever you believe, whether is God or Jesus or nothing, right? But what the alchemist says is, you make one step towards whatever it is that you want, and the universe will conspire to make your dreams come true, right? I'm paraphrasing very heavily because I'm not, but I feel like because you had taken that leap of faith, and all of this is centered around your past. I'm like, oh, this is so prophetic. Like it's just crazy how everything is just falling in line for you. I don't know. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
It's been a journey.
Creative solutionist. That's what it is. So, all right, from a home buyer, listen, this is my thing. This is like a hurdle. This is like the biggest obstacle probably in my life. And that is trying to become a homeowner. Like that is a dream that I have. Larry, what is the first thing I need to do in order to make that happen? What do I need to do? Like I'm out there, I'm flailing, I don't know what I need to do. Tell me what I need to do, Larry?
So y'all really about to pull this teacher up out of me. So
we're ready.
I'm really ready to break it down because I'm going to give a general overview of what it looks like, and it's really going to click that, okay, wait a minute, like this is simplistic, or more simplistic than what I thought. Okay. So the first step that I always tell people to do is to get pre-approved, because you want to know, like, first of all, do I even qualify to purchase a home? And if so, how much? Because one thing I will never do as a real estate agent is allow you to go out here and look at, let's just say, for example, $500,000 homes, and your budget or what you qualify for is only $375. Ain't nothing wrong with $375, but I've been showing you $500,000 houses, so now your mindset is on. You get what I'm saying? So
absolutely,
a realistic tone, because a $375,000 house is not gonna have what a $500,000.
You're not gonna get that. You're not gonna get that. Granite and stainless steel, and maybe not.
The refrigerator.
I said it. That's why I said it, because of your fridge.
So you have to set realistic expectations. So once you do get pre-approved, these are literally the next steps. So once you find a house, you have to have what's called earnest money. So earnest money, and I'm gonna say for Texas, is usually what it is. It's 1% of the price of the home. So if you buy a house for $200,000, when you put in, once your offer is accepted, you have to give them $2,000 up front. That's 1%, right? So because that opens up what's called consideration. So that lets them know that you are serious and that you are not just somebody who didn't have nothing to do on a Sunday. So you went to an open house.
Right.
I'm
just
serious.
putting in offers.
Putting in offers. We're not serious.
Offer on this house. Offer on that
today.
You get an offer. You get an offer.
So, you do have to put 1% up. You also have to put up what's called an option fee. So option fee usually ranges between about $100 to $250. It just depends on what's negotiated. What that does is that takes the house off the market for you while you get the house inspected, right? Because you may find out that this house is not what I want, or it may have some issues that I'm not really willing to come in and fix. So that allows you that time to find out if this is a house that's in good shape for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Both of those, the option fee and the earnest money, do go towards your down payment, so it's not money lost. Although there are some time markers throughout the process that you can lose your earnest money. So, you know, your real estate agent should definitely keep you aware of those things. So those are the first, like, you know, that's, you need to know, because people don't know that there's upfront cost to buying a house, right?
Mm-hmm.
You also have to get the house inspected upfront, which is about $375 to $500. You also have to get the house appraised, which is usually about $500 to $600. And then after that, if all that goes well, the only thing you're worried about is getting to the closing table, which is where you have to bring the rest of your down payment, and you have to bring the closing costs, right? Which is, like, you know, paying for the title, paying for the house to get put into your name, paying for the loan origination, for them to start the loan, all that stuff. So yeah, that's kind of
The
the
first steps.
basics, the first steps.
The general basics.
Right.
Let's talk about, so these are all my questions. Let's talk about down payment.
Mm.
I love this.
Yes, let's talk about, like, what are my options, especially as a first time homeowner, or, you know, I know there's a 401k that I have money that I can take from, or you know, I don't have any gifts given to me, so I'm not going to be able to take that route, because some people have gifts
What?
like,
Your daddy don't have $1 million to give you?
you know, that's not my journey. What is what are some ways that people can make down payments on a house?
Yeah, so I love this question because everybody assumed that you have to have 20%, because that's what's like the myth passed
Yeah.
down, that, oh, you need 20% down. You can get into a house for as low as 0% down, depending on what type of loan you get. So it really just it depends. Most of the time, people go with a FHA loan, which is a government insured loan. It allows you to have more debt. So it's just the government saying, if you were to default on this loan, or if your house has to go into foreclosure, the government says we still gonna pay the lender their money, even though you couldn't do it. So with FHA loans, it's only 3.5% down. Only 3.5% down. So on a $200,000 house, we're talking about $7,000.
Wow.
So you are able, obviously, to do what you have to do to save that money. That's what I encourage people to do, save that money. I encourage them, you can't take from your 401k. The only reason why I don't recommend that is because you'll also need to show the lender what's called reserves. So they want to see some money somewhere that you are not using for the purchase of this home, because they want to make sure that you're getting into this house. Once you get into the house, are you going to be able to pay your first month's mortgage? Like,
right.
did you just get into this house and now you broke and we already about to start the foreclosure process? Like, like, what is going on? Like, we want to know that you got some money. So with your 401k, you don't have to take any money out, but you can just show them the statement. They usually ask for about 3 months of what your mortgage would be. So if your mortgage is $1,500, we're talking about, they want to see $4,500 somewhere put away that's not being used to purchase a home, which you can then just show them the statement from your 401k to say, hey, I got money over here that's not being used, and they just accept that. You don't have to take any money out, nothing like that.
Awesome. How all of those, if you're let's say there's a house and it's a competitive market, there are a bunch of offers out there, what is a good looking offer to a potential potential owner, or whoever, whatever, it's a buyer and it's an owner. Yeah, so the owner is looking at different offers. What's a good looking offer?
Let me tell you something. The block is hot right now. The block is hot. Like, the mortgage rates are so low. Like, back in the day, people were like bragging about getting a 4% interest rate on their home, like, because that really is good. Now we have people like my last client in January, she got down to 2.175.
What?
So, so there is no houses, okay? Houses are staying on the market, especially right now. I'm gonna speak for Houston. For if your price point is 250 and below, houses are staying on the market for literally an hour. Literally an hour.
Wow.
Literally, I have one client where she wants to sell her house, and I'm telling her, I'm like, I need you to like already be packed up
and ready to go
the house, because once I put this for sale sign in your yard, we are going to have at least 10 offers by the end of the day.
Wow.
So we are in a seller's market, seller's market right now. So they kind of have control.
Yeah.
It is negotiations. You're not about to come here and we're not about to offer.
I can't write my little letter. I can't write my little letter like me and my family want to live
not
here
right now.
Now write your letter because it's gonna make you stand out. But write the letter with a full price offer, okay? We can't. I mean, it's to the point where people are literally offering $40,000 over asking price.
Wow!
Whoa! It is insane. I've never seen anything like this in my almost 4 years of doing real estate. I've never seen anything like this before in my life. So with a good offer, you want to have a good letter. You want to have a good letter in there. Let them know. Maybe your mama live around the corner. Put that in there. Maybe
I'm trying to get close. I'm trying to get close to my mama. I want to bring the family together. Yes.
All that. Maybe you got kids. Or you about to have kids. Put that on up in there. Put all that in the letter, right? And
wow.
Then, right now, the only good offers are full price and above. That's it.
Wow.
We're averaging.
Jersey.
So you recommend, when I go to Larry Daniels, you recommend full price, go in, let's get this house.
If you tell me, Larry, because my job as a realtor is only to advise. I'm not in control of anything. So if you come to me and say, Larry, I know they sell this house for 205, but I really want to offer 200. You may want to find another realtor because you're not about to waste my time or your time.
I'm gonna advise you that that's not a good offer.
It's not a good offer because I kid you not. I'm working right now with all my clients that I've been working with. We've been averaging going against 20 other offers, average at least.
Wow.
At least.
And the ones that win are full. It really boils down to just full price and above.
And probably in how soon you can close, right? Because some people like, how soon can we get this to happen?
Exactly.
So like that's another big thing. I know that in Jersey, I think that it is also a seller's market here. From what I have other friends that are realtors.
Hearing, absolutely.
From what I'm hearing, and I have like my realtor friends, when they put things up, they're like, this house just sold, like you said, $40,000-$50,000 over asking price. But it definitely is that seller's market, and I think that, like you said, the block is hot. So if you're trying to sell it, this is the time.
Those interest rates sound really good. I didn't realize that the rates were so low. I couldn't understand it, but now I get it.
That makes a big difference on your mortgage.
Absolutely.
If the rate is so low, then you can give that full price offer.
Exactly, or more, right? Because in another market, you would spend more anyway, right? So if you look at it that way.
It makes it huge there. I mean, I have one client who bought a house. We bought her house for $202. And I think her interest rate was like she got a 4%. I think her mortgage is like $1,400, right? But I have another client who bought in that same price point, and their interest rate was like 2.75, something like that, and their mortgage is about $1,100 to $1,200 a month.
So that's crazy.
Interest rates mean everything, huh?
Big time.
Absolutely.
They mean everything.
So Larry, I did see that you sold somebody a new property. Was it, or did they have to, are they building that property or is it already built?
So it's being built. So they start construction next month and it'll be built in September. It is a beautiful house. It's like this 3-story, in town style home. It's amazing. It's beautiful.
So what are the interest rates different? Do you have to work with a builder? What kind of negotiation goes on with like a new construction?
Yeah, so with new construction, they'll tend to get give incentives, like they may pay your closing costs for you, or they may it's certain things that they may do. The only stipulation with them is that typically they want you to go through their lender, their in-house lender, as opposed to an outside lender. They may say, hey, well, you can still buy the house with the outside lender, but we're only going to pay your closing costs if you go with our lender. So a lot of their incentives are tied into going with their lender.
Okay. And then like because you're not the real estate agent for the construction company, you're representing the purchaser or the buyer. Do you sit at the table with the new construction people, the builders? I don't have the vocabulary yet.
I literally just went to like a 5-hour meeting on Saturday with the new build and with my client, because we had to go over all the documents, make sure everything is right, because I'm there representing her. So I have to make sure that nothing was slipped in. I have to make sure that what they said they were going to do, they're actually going to do, and not just talking about it. Make sure that numbers are right. So yeah, I'm very much invested in the process.
Okay. Okay. I also read that you were getting your license in Illinois, Chicago. Is that still happening, or?
So I have, I don't know what's going on, but apparently I have like this sphere of influence in Chicago. Because apparently, because every single day I'm getting an inbox literally every day, and I can show the receipts, but every day I'm getting asked, do you do real estate in Chicago? Do you do real estate in Illinois? Do you every single day? So I'm like, okay, right? So I'm like, let's go ahead and take this step again. Yeah. So I have probably about like maybe 10 to 15 clients waiting for me to finish so that they can start their process. So I have to finish by the summertime.
Wow. In Illinois, in Chicago.
In Illinois, so it's gonna be a lot of traveling, fly me out then. That's how I feel.
That's it.
Flued out.
Flued out.
Women think they're the only ones that get flued out. No, men, we get flued out too. You understand?
What about Georgia? You doing anything in Atlanta? Like, is your inbox filled with Atlanta?
It's not filled with Atlanta. It's filled with Illinois, Kentucky, and Florida. That's who is really calling me. I could go to Atlanta if I wanted to, because I do have some connections out there, but I'm just really trying to balance all of this, y'all, because I did not expect the growth to happen in the way that it is. And it's growth in this is just one part of my businesses. So trying to maintain this growth in all areas it's a lot. It's a lot. So
Larry, what's that process going to be like for you to become licensed to practice real estate across state lines?
So I know for sure, as far as like the academic side, like I have to go back to school, take the courses, and take the exam for out there. Okay. Once I do that, I do have a really, like, my best friend, he lives in Chicago. So he's like, hey, my downstairs room is yours when you come to do, conduct business. So I'm like, okay, I got that.
Good.
Underway. As far as all these other places, I'm just focused on Illinois right now.
I mean, these are good problems, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
The business is calling you. What do you think if you were limited to one piece of advice that you could give people who are looking to become entrepreneurs or maybe interested? What would be that one piece of advice that you would give an aspiring entrepreneur?
Like, I have several, but just to say one.
Your most important, if you can narrow it down to like one. Yeah, I always put people on the spot.
Always.
She's getting you ready for Ver-sis. This is
gotta get you ready, make you feel uncomfortable.
If I would give any advice, I would say establish the knowledge in what you're trying to build. So whatever business that you are looking to get into, whatever you're trying to do, you have got to know what you're doing. And I'm not saying be a master. Because at the end of the day, as soon as you begin doing research, you know more than somebody else, and somebody's going to be willing to pay you, right? But I would say really, really hone in and learn what it is that you are about to step into to the best of your ability.
Cool.
That's key. That makes sense when you would think about it. Can't be selling people houses if you don't know what you're talking about, right? Can't be doing any of the things that you're doing if you don't know what you're talking about. Right. I think having that education piece is key.
Yeah. What's your 5-year plan? Where do you see yourself in 5 years with everything that's going on?
So 5 years, this is the goal. I definitely want to get my broker's license, so I'm no longer the one selling the houses. I want to oversee agents as they sell houses. So that's for real estate. For Media Done Simple, the graphic business, I actually am finalizing work for my LLC and all that stuff, because I also want to set that up like a broker system as well. So eventually what I would love to do with that in this 5 years is to grow it to the point where people come to me because of my name, right? Because of Media Done Simple, they recognize, they're familiar with it, and they say, well, we want to hire you for a website. I want to say, of course, we charge X amount of dollars for a website, and then I contract someone else to actually do the website, but I'll take a percentage of that. So I really want to shift that into being like a broker services as well.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Any questions, ladies?
I do want to know, with the pandemic and everything going on in the past year, like how has that impacted what you've been doing as far as, the real estate or any of the other things that you've been doing? Have you felt the impact of the pandemic?
It has been beautiful. You understand me? It has been beautiful. Everybody was like, during this time, I felt so bad because everybody's like, oh, we're in this pandemic. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I'm just like, this is the best year of my life. You understand? Because people are at home, and so they're either at home and they're like, you know what, let's do what we got to do, either buy a house, right? Because they're like, we're at home all the time. Now we realize that we actually don't want to be in an apartment.
Don't even like it here.
Right. Like we want to, so people are buying houses like crazy. As far as the graphic design, again, people are at home. So they're like, you know what? I need to start my business. Well, I need a website. I need a logo. I need marketing. I need this. People have spent more money in this pandemic than ever before in life. Okay.
It just shifted what they're spending on.
Yeah.
It shifted. So it's been beautiful. It's also opened up opportunities for things that people didn't know that they needed. So, for example, I know I talked about my church, but churches, period, I now work with a lot of them as far as like their online presence. So like their social media, creating flyers for them, creating event flyers, creating just graphic material for their Sunday services, for their online services. They didn't realize that they needed that until nobody could go to church anymore. So it opened up the door for me to be able to create literally packages specifically for churches. And so it's been great.
It's been a blessing in disguise then, right? Because a lot of people it has been tough for a lot of people, but you were able to kind of work through it for real. And I think that, like I said, it hasn't been an easy year, but I think that there was a big shift to doing everything online. So, because we didn't have another option. Everything, like you said, even church is going online. So the fact that you were able to, work through that and be in where you're at right now, it's cool. It's good stuff.
Larry, one more question before we leave. Before we head into verses.
I'm like, where are we going?
One more question. How important is networking in your entrepreneurial endeavors?
So it's crazy. It is extremely important because I have been presented opportunities solely by relationship. Like solely by relationship. Like a lot of the houses that I have closed on between, I'll just say November and now, solely relationships. A lot of the projects, like the website projects, even with working with some of the churches that I work with, solely relationship. Like they didn't see any of my ads. Some of them didn't even see any of my work. It was solely because, oh, well, so-and-so knows you and they said that you can do it and we trust so much. Networking, if you don't network, I don't really understand how you are going to have a business.
Not gonna work.
It is everything. It is everything. And you have to be creative too, and how you even do that. And you also have to be cautious of, even in networking, still being genuine, because people can weed out opportunists. So they can weed out when it's like, okay, you literally just want to be connected to me because of who I know. Like, yes, I know you want to be connected to me because of who I know, but don't make it, you know what I mean? Don't make it obvious.
Be real. Yeah,
right?
be real.
Real. So, no, networking is so important.
All right. Well, thank you, Larry Daniels. I'm so proud of you. I can't wait to see what you do next. And I'm going to network with you, and we're going to make some things happen for sure. But thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah.
And so what we're going to do, Larry, is when we post this, we'll have all of your contact information in the comments. So folks, don't worry. You can click down below. If you expand in the comments, you'll see all of Larry's information. You can reach out to him. We'll have your website and everything there. So
links to classes, Future Homeowners University, your
IG, your Facebook,
your books, like all of it. I'm taking all of it. I need to get it. I'm gonna have books, houses, websites, logos, shirts, apparel. But thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Well, let's get into verses.
Let's pivot.
Verses. This is my favorite part of the show.
Mine. I got stretched.
Melly, are you stretching?
I'm stretching because I don't like it.
All right. So Larry gave us his picks last night. And
let me get my notebook.
It's good.
Why you have to put Larry on blast like that?
I am putting Larry. It wasn't late. It's never too late.
During business hours.
Should we tell the people what versis is?
Always.
Absolutely. Well, go ahead. Tell them.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you. I just wanted to say yeah, you. It don't have to be you.
So y'all, this is it, right? Y'all know the versus, right? Where you take the artist and another artist. We don't do that. We are sisses. So we are doing versis. And in the versis, we have a single artist. And we pit two of that single artist's songs, one against the other. It's designed to make you uncomfortable. We sweat profusely. This is like the most physical activity where we're getting out toxins.
I hate
that's
it.
That's how intense this is. So
It
we
really
want
is.
you to be uncomfortable, and we want you to be upset with us for even daring to ask you to choose one of these songs. But you will, because that's how this works.
Gun to the head. Gun to the head.
Gun to the head.
That's how you got to look at it. All right. So Larry has chosen the legendary group from Houston, Texas, Destiny's Child. Destiny's Child, led by Miss Beyonce Knowles Carter.
Wait, real
with
quick,
various
I
formations.
Know. Look, this is the tangent, but the only reason that I laugh is because I think Sharice and I used to be like, we would have stayed right in that group. We didn't have to sing not one note. Let Beyonce sing, and I'm gonna hold on to those coattails forever.
Ride all the way.
Forever. I'm not leaving that group. You're gonna have to kick me out.
Man, I would have been the best lip singer in the world, okay? Just let me show up for the dance moves. That's it.
Yes.
That's it.
That's I would dance my heart out. I don't need to sing nothing.
Back up. That was it.
I don't need it.
That's it.
I just wanted to put
Let
that
Beyonce do whatever. I mean, I'd still be on tour with Beyonce right now. Like, what
you need me to do?
What you need?
What do you need? Honestly, I would have stayed in the group if she would have just switched it to we no longer did we just Beyonce. That's fine with me.
That's fine with me.
Right.
Absolutely.
Beyonce and
Beyonce and them
Beyonce
chicks.
and them.
Beyonce and them. Yep.
That's
That's it.
fine.
That's it.
It's fine, sure, whatever it be.
What?
I don't have the ego or the pride. I don't care.
No,
Just give him a check. Give him a check.
That's
See,
it.
sorry, I just needed to share that because that every time I think of Destiny's Child, I think of I'm riding the coattails.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know, people talk about Michelle, but I'm like, Michelle gets a check. Like, so what?
Yes.
That's
Michelle,
right.
Yes.
I'll
That's
give you
it.
Michelle.
That's it.
That's it.
Look,
All right.
what was
So
when Jesus said
Danny.
yes, nobody can say
Yes.
no.
Danny.
Yes.
Leave Jesus.
Am I
out
up
of it.
first?
That was her
Am I
song.
up first?
Go,
Yeah,
you
you're gonna
are
go first.
All right. So I'm picking 2 songs from one of my favorite albums that they put out. So my first song is Soldier.
Okay.
I love
Let me
Soldier. I
cross
love the
that off the
video. I
line.
love the whole feel of that
With
whole
T.I.,
song,
Lil
video,
Wayne?
everything.
Lil
Yes,
Wayne.
the whole thing. I love it. So
Mhm.
Michelle in a different light. I love the whole thing. Okay. Against Lose My Breath.
Ooh.
I'm
Can
mad
you
because you
keep
took
up?
you took some of my choices over here, but I'm
Sorry.
gonna make it work.
Okay. So first of all, them drums, right? The drum
Yes,
line.
the drums were high.
The drum line.
Yeah.
Yes. Can you keep up? Baby boy, let me use my breath.
My breath.
Let me lose my breath. Right?
Listen.
Let Larry go. Let our guests.
Larry, we're gonna let you go first though.
Yeah.
Okay. Lose My Breath versus Soldier. I'm probably gonna go with Soldier.
Oh.
Yes,
Tell us
Larry.
why.
I am with Larry. Go ahead, Larry. Why?
Tell
You
us
said
why.
what?
Yeah, they still want to know why.
So I think that it was. I agree. Actually, that this album is my favorite album by them. But I agree. I feel like it showed each of them in a little, different light. I was like, hold on, wait, Michelle, you a little nasty.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
So I was like, wait, nah, I didn't know. Okay, so
Yes.
Oh, okay. Y'all say Soldier. I say Lose My Breath. Because I
Yeah,
can't.
me too.
I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say lose my breath. I'm gonna
Yeah.
say lose my breath.
Just for this.
Yep.
Same.
That's it. That's it.
That's it.
Same.
Like
That's
anytime you gotta.
Every song in the history of time that had that breathing
That has
in
a.
it, right?
Because you
That
gotta.
breathing. Like, think about it. What song? What was it? The Prince song? Let's Go Crazy.
Yep.
That's all I heard, right? The breathing, right? What was it? Do Me, BBD, Do Me,
Yeah.
the breathing.
Yes. The breathing.
Ah. Yeah. Ooh.
Breathing.
Yeah.
Breathing sets you,
Oh.
right?
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
love that.
God. Y'all are too much.
I love that.
I think it's the breaths. It's the breath.
Yes,
the
it
breath.
is.
I'm
That's
still
the-
with Soldier. Soldier for me. Soldier.
Soldier.
It took all those people on Soldier, but all it took was a breath.
Right, that's it. That's it. That's
I
it.
agree.
That's all it took.
Wholeheartedly agree.
That is hilarious.
All right, Melly. Let's
Oh,
see
Melly,
what you got.
I'm next.
Let's go.
Oh, well, Danny took my lose my breath away, so I had to make some adjustments.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna go with.
Stressed out.
I don't know if I want to slow it down or if I want to keep it up tempo. I'm not sure.
I like a slow song. I talked to Talia about this
Then I'm gonna go to
morning.
slow. Then I keep it slow. I'm gonna go slow. I keep it slow for you.
Let me see what
I'm
you got.
gonna go with Dangerously in Love and Cater to You.
I know
Just
mine
talked
already.
about this morning.
I know mine already.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say Cater to You, and this is why. Only because Dangerously in Love was definitely just Beyonce and the backup singers, but Cater to You,
Beyonce and them.
Yes. Yeah.
Cater to You was like, okay,
The whole
this
group.
is
The whole group.
we got
Yeah.
to everybody. So I'm gonna say cater to you.
Yes, Larry.
Mm.
I'm gonna say cater to you. This is your day.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with cater to you as well.
I love cater to you. Cater to you is probably my favorite slow song from the group. I think.
You know what?
It's up there for me.
I really hate to put my business out there like that, but I'll probably listen to Destiny at least that album at least once a week. So I just, you know, it was a good album.
That album was fire.
It was a good album.
It was a good album.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something controversial. I'm going with Dangerously in Love. Yes.
Wow.
I care not about Beyonce and them. I just like the song. And listen, that's my stuff.
So
Did she even re-release it as a solo track? I felt like
it was a solo track.
She knew full well what was going on.
Yeah.
And I don't care about it.
Didn't she put it on her other?
It is.
It's
on hers.
Was it a solo? Okay.
Yeah, she re-recorded it and put Stank on it the next time. Like she's like, this is my song, B.
You literally could have just took the original track.
Nope. This is Beyonce we're talking about.
She's like, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna sing my own backups too, because I don't want them on it. Like that's it's just like boo boo. No, I'm doing the background. I'm doing the foreground. Like
it wasn't a true group record.
It wasn't. It never was.
But it was a good ass song.
And ask me how many F's I give about it. I don't care. I don't care.
Group song because of the video. We were like, oh, Michelle and Kelly are in this as well.
Didn't know you were on the song.
If you didn't see the video, you wouldn't know they were in there. Only because of the video, you knew they were in there.
Melly, what did you pick?
I picked Cater to You.
Cater to You.
If it's a group, if we're talking about the group effort, I'm gonna go with Cater to You.
I enjoy Cater to You. I enjoy
Cater to You.
All right. So
got another one? Yeah.
What you got?
Yeah.
So I prepared because I figured that Lose My Breath would be on someone else's list. So I'm already ready to cross that out. So I'm back to the fast songs, okay?
I know what you're gonna say. Go.
What am I saying?
Say my name.
I'm not actually gonna say something.
Really?
I'm not.
Wow.
I'm gonna say
Bugaboo? Look at me, just trying to guess.
I do like Bugaboo, right? You bugging what? You bugging who? You bugging me? Right? I like that, but no. Independence.
Independent
from the Charlie's Angels.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Do.
I know. Yeah.
Do. And my girl Drew. Do.
Were they girls? Did Drew know about this?
I guess not.
I don't think she was in on.
Think she knew. And jumping. Ladies, if you
this is when we were like, who's them girls? It's jumpins when we were like, who's them girls?
Jumping.
Yeah. Bounce,
jumping. We're like, hey, what happened to this group?
Ladies.
I'm gonna choose.
Fellas.
Ballers. Everything was repetitive. There was a lot of repeating.
It was.
There's a lot of we're gonna make. If you don't know the name of the song, we're gonna make you feel it.
You know.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna go with Jumpin'. Although I respect that they let Kelly sing on Independent.
The shade. The shade.
You know?
Yep. Let her sing.
Let her sing on that one. So I'm gonna say Jumpin', but I do appreciate them letting Kelly sing on Independent.
Okay.
I'm so concerned about the group dynamic, Larry. That's interesting.
It is something to be concerned about.
Concerned about it. The Knowles family was not concerned about it, so it's not my concern either.
Exactly.
Aww.
Go with independent women.
All the ladies.
Yes.
All right. Yep.
You're not saying nothing.
I was singing because I was singing both. I was singing both songs in my head.
No, you're not saying right?
I was singing.
What was the other song?
Independent and
Independent and
jumping.
jumping.
Okay. The club is jumping.
I think I'm gonna go with independent. Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm like, yeah.
It was a female empowerment anthem.
Yeah. No, it was good. I'm going with jumping.
Not that I didn't like jumping. Like if I had this, I had to choose. You're making me choose.
This is kind of hard.
As it should
be.
It's
hard.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Sharice, what did you choose?
I know she's sitting there. She's trying to think
she's
that
still
we're
trying to
procrastinate. I'm gonna go with the since we are in when this airs, we won't be, but it's Women's History Month, so it's gonna be an independent.
Is that your reasoning, really?
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Gun to the head. It's Women's History Month.
Like it won't be later, but it is now.
Independent.
Okay.
All right, I got one for you guys.
Okay.
Go.
Bills. Versus no.
That's what I had here. Yeah. That was gonna be my little. If y'all needed a backup, that was gonna be my little backup.
I'm gonna say no. Only if it's the remix.
Wyclef Jean.
Tell us more.
Yeah, the Wyclef.
This is the remix. I don't know. I felt like no was such a Wyclef Jean did a really good job remixing that song. So I really felt like, he brought some flavor to it. I mean, Bills was good, but I didn't appreciate the message behind it. But
I never did find out what an automobile is.
Automobile.
Is it an auto? What is? Larry, if you could do some research. What is an automobile? Am I paying for an automobile or is it a bill?
It comes automatically. On a boat. I don't know.
I never did understand what it was.
What are the choices again?
I'm going with no.
Oh, the three. Bills, no. Bills, no. I'm gonna say no. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that remix was fire.
Bills was I'm gonna go with no.
You're going with no.
After you do all of that, I don't care. It doesn't matter, remix or not. I'm okay with no.
I'm gonna
because
know that, and I'm gonna go with Bills.
The fake lyric. I don't know what the lyric. I don't know what automobile is.
That's what disqualifies it for you.
That's what did it for you. That's
Automobile didn't bother me because I just like how
it didn't. It should have. Because what is it?
Like no.
Got it. I was like, clearly that's her car note. That's what I was thinking.
I knew what she meant.
But she made it.
From a person who makes up words all the time, I know what she meant.
I know what she meant. I'm just saying we weren't all on board with it. We didn't know that wasn't something we were all using.
Sometimes it just takes one word.
Y'all still? Do y'all to this day, did it catch on? Are y'all saying automobiles?
I'm saying it if I sing it.
I've never referred to it as an automobile.
We're not saying dancery either.
Oh my God, I was just about to say that. I was about to say hateration, holleration. And I understand if all it takes one word because I can't I can't stand that song based off of hateration, holleration.
And I'm still saying no.
I can't. If we're gonna base, I get why off of one song.
Larry has something to say.
Because if we're gonna bring up Mary J. Blige, right? Can we bring up the fact that do y'all remember that song she did with Ludacris, "Runaway Love"?
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember the video of Keke Palmer crying and his response to her just singing in her face.
Nobody offered her any assistance. Nobody cared about this baby crying. They just singing around her.
She was the narrator.
They just
She's the
kept right on
narrator.
singing.
I remember
Yeah.
that.
We're gonna keep singing.
Yeah.
This is no. Sorry.
And,
Well,
and I'm gonna make
did everybody
dancery a
pick?
thing.
Melissa, you picked?
I said bills.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. You're gonna stand with that. You're gonna go with
I'm gonna stand alone on
stand
this
on
mountain
that.
with that.
All right. Well, that concludes our verses for today and our just throwing it out there for today. Larry, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I
It was a
Appreciate you
pleasure.
taking out the time.
I gotta pick your brain, so
We learned a lot as well.
Yes,
This is good.
absolutely.
This was very good.
yeah. Danny's gonna close it out for us.
All right, guys. Well, we just want to thank everybody for tuning in. And remember that we are going to continue to drop new episodes every Wednesday. So please be looking out for them. And the best way to know that they're coming is to make sure that you like, subscribe. Remember, like Talia told you earlier, there's no cost for that. It's just so that you get our notifications. Okay. So like, subscribe, share, and follow. All right. And we are on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Anchor. So wherever you want to listen to us or if you want to watch, we are there. So we will see you guys again soon.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you.